Hey folks, just want to transmit a quick insight to you on, it's another sort of piece of the puzzle on how to achieve outstanding health and energy. Especially if you feel like you're doing everything right and still you've got low energy, your health's not so good, you don't feel so good, you might feel a bit down, and you think, well, I'm eating all the right stuff, I'm doing everything right, what is it? Well, it can be a number of things. But let me share this one with you right now, an experience of mine. And whenever I'm not feeling so good, whenever my energy is low, I just go through a checklist. I'm like, okay, well, am I hydrated? Okay, yes, I'm hydrated. Did I get enough rest? Am I rested up? Yep, check that one. Have I eaten enough calories? Have I consumed enough quality food, enough carbohydrates? Check that. Then what else is it? What else is going on? If all those are checked and I'm still feeling lethargic, if I'm still feeling like, lack of motivation or whatever, what else is going on? And quite often it can be a misalignment, physical misalignment of our spine, and also a misalignment in our mind. So sometimes we just need to align something in our mind or align something in our spine. And I had one of those days today where I was just like that, like the kid in the comic book that has the cloud over its head that's raining on him all the time. And wherever he goes, it's on him. That's the way I kind of felt all day. I felt good for a while because I taught a Tai Chi class, so for the Tai Chi class my energy raised. Felt good for that. Then about 15 minutes after the class, I could feel myself starting to go down and down and down. And then everything was kind of like a bit of a struggle again, just couldn't really work out what it was. And then this evening, I just kind of felt this like pulling my back, like something needed to move. And so I kind of moved my hips one way, moved my shoulders another way, and some sort of adjustment happened. And suddenly this big like crunch happened in the middle of my back. And suddenly, boom, I felt great. Suddenly everything brightened up, like physically, everything brightened up in my eyes, everything I was seeing. A wave of energy came through me. I suddenly felt motivated to do all the things. I suddenly became more optimistic of the future. And everything just brightened up on every single level. I felt the energy suddenly flowing through my body again, where it was just like some blocked energy because there was a misalignment with whatever was going on with me on whatever level that was. So sometimes that can be it. Sometimes it can be a misalignment in the spine. And that's something that, if we're really committed to outstanding health, is we need to align our spines. To get that alignment, as well as the other things, as well as the exercise, the flexibility, the eating the right foods. We want to be able to align our spines as well. That's of utmost importance. So to be able to go to someone who specializes in that, some sort of osteopath or chiropractor or something like that, a rolfer who specializes in that, that's a really great thing to do. And at the same time, some people, that's all they do. Once a week they go to the chiropractor, and 10 years later they are still really stuck in the same place because they haven't changed their lifestyle. So you've got to change your lifestyle as well. And that takes maybe like a regular yoga practice, something where you're stretching out the spine, stretching the muscles, working on alignment, just in your daily practice of being present with your posture. How are you sitting? How do you go about your daily tasks? How do you drive? Are you hunched? And working on those sorts of things to allow the energy to flow as well. Sometimes we have a repetitive movement we do all the time, or a certain way we stand, and when we stand that way, it tightens up the muscles on one side and puts the spine out in another way, and then we're out of alignment, our energy's low. And it doesn't matter how clean our diet is, that's not going to shift, although that is a part to help it shift, because when we have a really clean diet, then we tend to clear out the toxins that are blocked up around those energy blockages, and when those toxins go away, so that is definitely a part of it that will help your spine to align, is by having a really clean plant-based diet to do that. High raw, keeping your hydration high, because when your hydration is high, that goes around the synovial fluid around the joints, and that also helps to keep things lubricated and put things into where they should be. So, you know, it's not just black, and health isn't black and white, or it's not just like on one level of this is it. There are many, many levels to it, and this is definitely one of them. And then moving into the mind is aligning your mind. You know, if you have a conflict in values, if you have two conflicting values, you know, where's the energy there? That this just all your energy is going with this conflict, and so then you're feeling zapped of energy, and you don't feel like you're on purpose or whatever, you know. So it's really important to make sure you know what your values are. Most people don't even know what their values are, you know what your values are, to make sure they're not in conflict, and to have a very clear vision of where you want to go in life. You know, if you one part of you wants to go there, another part of you wants to go there, and you're pulling the whole time, that just dissipates your energy. So it's clearing that out and integrating those parts to yourself, making yourself a more holistic being, and then you can kind of move forward with a lot of potency. So that's the radical health tip for today is align the spine, align the mind, yeah, amazing things can happen. I get given these lessons all the time, and so then it's my job to pass it on. You know, what sort of a person would I be if I didn't receive these learnings myself and then be able to pass them on? So that's one of the reasons why I think these things happen to me, is I get to then share it with you. Yeah, so sometimes I get just instantaneous chiropractic adjustments. One time, just as this comes up, I was moving house and wasn't kind of that happy in the place I was, and the last load I put into my car and drove away, as I was driving away from that house for the very last time, suddenly I felt this like build up of energy in my neck, and this huge crack happened, a big chiropractic adjustment just automatically happened, and suddenly this energy started flowing and it all just freed up, similar to what I had this evening. So I've had a number of those in my life, and suddenly everything just becomes clear, everything becomes slots into place, the energy's flowing, and it's just like wow. So there's another piece of the puzzle for you. I hope you enjoyed that, and you know, put it into practice.